Hey everyone. Hey everyone. Info Warrior. Hey everyone. Info Warrior here. This is a preface to a video you're about to watch, as I just want to tell you that I actually recorded months ago. Literally, I recorded it only 1 week after the primary election here in California in June. I'm releasing it now just because of months, weeks, days of frustration and anger, and basically I didn't want to release this video because I didn't want to get into this whole political realm of debate with other people. I really don't. I don't even like politics, but I hate corruption. Okay, and you should too. If you're a good if you consider yourself a good person, you should hate corruption and evil. And if you didn't know, Hillary Clinton is the most corrupt person that's ever run for president, and you can prove that she's corrupt before she actually ran. I mean, other presidents such as Nixon, obviously her husband, they've done certain things, but most of the time they get a certain level of power when they're in office, and when they leave office, it's, you know, they're followed by scandal after scandal. She's got scandal after scandal coming at her before she's even in office. That should bother you. That should say something. So anyways, I'm gonna start making these videos. Again, call me Info Warrior. Channel is not going to be called that. Haven't made the channel yet, but please enjoy what I have to say. And last thing before we start the video that I already made in the past, I want to tell you that one of the icing on the cake of why I'm going to start doing this is because of two things. One, thank you Info Warriors for giving me this shirt for dirt cheap. Today I was wearing it in San Francisco, where I live, one of the most liberal places in the country. And yeah, I wear this to see if I can open debate with any liberals that want to know, like, why on earth are you wearing that shirt? You're an asshole. And I'm like, no, you're an asshole. You don't know a fucking thing, alright? Like, do your research, okay? Anyways, that didn't happen. No one's got the guts to say anything to me. I got a couple of bad looks, but mostly I'll get random people being like, what's your shirt say again? And I'm all like, and I'll just like show it to them, like, they're like, good man, like, thank you, like, blah blah blah. Today I was so happy. I went to a tree nursery, alright, and I was walking out, and an African American man with a young son, maybe 10 years old, he stops me and says, what's your shirt say again? And I show him, and he's like, you know, thanks for watching that. A lot of people don't really know what she's all about. I'm like, wow, you're telling me? Like, I'm almost gonna become a YouTube blogger, whatever, vlogger. Anyways, he basically explained to me, and I explained to him that, like, you know, before he even had the chance, he was gonna tell me anyways. I was all like, do you know about Goldwater? Like, Hillary Clinton helped pass the 3 strikes law, which has helped incarcerate millions and millions of African Americans. And if you don't already know, you should know, a very disproportionate number of African Americans fill our prisons, and we have way more people in prison in the United States than most countries on planet Earth combined. That should bother you. Anyways, she helped pass that law. She's also said some things in the past, like bring the super predators to heel while talking about African American crime. Anyways, so if you want to talk about Trump versus Hillary being racist, then you should reconsider your options, because Trump's never been proven to be racist in any way. Yeah, sure, he's hired illegal labor, but what does that say? That says that, yeah, he said he wants to build a wall, but if you do some research, it would help a lot of people that are also Latino. Okay, so anyways, obviously I have a lot on my mind right now, and please enjoy this video. Now I can officially say I don't think I can possibly be racist by endorsing Trump and completely. Hey everybody, this is Destination Truth. If you're watching this, you're probably wondering who I am or what I'm going to talk about. And this is my very first vlog, so that's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what this is about, what I have to say, and why. Let's start with why. Why am I making a vlog? It's because I am very pissed off. If you're a Californian, you should know that our state represented basically the final nail in the coffin for the primary election between Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. If you're a Californian, you probably also voted for Bernie Sanders, as did I. And you should be pissed off. If you're not, then your eyes are closed. You're not awake. You're not paying attention. And this vlog is all about waking people up. I want to give truth and fact to the public because the major news agencies is not, and I am not joking. Please don't turn off this video because you think I'm wrong about anything I've said thus far. I'm going to prove to you with facts and, real articles and polls, etc. Of what I'm saying. And I want to prove to you that Bernie Sanders won, not by a little bit, but by a landslide. I'm telling you, a crushing landslide. Bernie Sanders won California. And why did Hillary Clinton get the vote anyway? My first video, my real first video, will be next. And it'll be all about that. And this whole entire vlog, I want to call Operation Truth, because I think people need to know what's going on in the political realm of America, because things are changing very quickly. And the fact is, I don't think we're going to be that much of a free country in the very near future. And that should bother you deeply. This vlog is going to be largely about politics and the future and world politics, not just in America, but nonetheless, I just want to spread the truth. I want everyone to be informed. I want people to wake up. Stop watching the news. It's not real. It's not honest. It's just a spin or an exaggeration or paraphrased bullshit. You need to open your eyes. I'm just one little voice with no audience. No one's listening to me yet, so I hope that I get a few listeners soon. People hear me out and know what is the truth. We're gonna find it. This is Operation Truth. Thanks for listening. I've got another video that I'm gonna upload immediately. My first real video is going to be about the primary election between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. Please watch it. Please follow me and learn more and wake up, America. There's some scary stuff going on in our country and you need to know about it. I'm not joking. This is real and it's scary stuff. And you should know. And you should be pissed off. It's time to take America back, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Dear citizens of America, as most of you already know, Hillary Clinton defeated Bernie Sanders in the California Democratic primary by 12.6 points on June 7, 2016. 55.8% for Hillary Clinton and 43.2% for Bernie Sanders. But recently leaked information shows mass election fraud across the state. The sheer mass of the election fraud that took place in California was staggering and is unlike anything we have seen in decades. It is estimated that 2 out of every 3 Bernie Sanders votes were not counted during the California primary election. We will explain in detail exactly how the election was rigged and provide our sources. Let's begin. The true results of the election is estimated to be 69% to 31% in favor of Sanders. This is a landslide 38-point victory for Bernie Sanders. So how did Hillary Clinton manage to siphon 50 points from Sanders? Using 3 simple election fraud methods simultaneously. Method 1. Bernie Sanders is heavily favored among NPP voters. In fact, this demographic is the main factor in Bernie Sanders' 38-point landslide victory. The Democratic Party ordered all NPP voters to use provisional ballots during the California election. And these ballots were thrown out and not counted toward the election. A newly trained California poll worker speaks out about her experience at her training session in the following footage.
Today, I had my poll worker training class to be a poll worker here in Orange County, California. It was a 3-hour class, mostly good until we got to the issue of NPP voters, which in California is no party preference voters. When we were going over NPP, I was told that all NPP voters are to be given provisional ballots. I specifically asked, I had my handbook open. Let me show you in my handbook. Okay, so right here, the ones in bold are the parties that are accepting no party preference voters to vote for them. However, I was told that these people were to be given provisional ballots. Always. NPP voters are always to be given provisional ballots. That's what I was told. I even wrote it right there in my notes at the bottom when I asked him the question. Well, I posted on some of the Bernie groups today because I was bothered by that, because I've always been told that these NPP voters here in California can vote for Democrats and that their vote would be counted. So I was a little worried that he was telling all 18 of us poll workers to give all NPP voters provisional ballots, because, I mean, we all know what happens most of the time with the provisional ballots. They are not being counted.
It turns out she and all other poll worker trainees were being lied to. According to the county register's office, NPP voters must fill out a Democratic crossover ballot in order for the votes to count, not a provisional ballot. In other words, the trainees were told to give the incorrect ballots to NPP voters, and these ballots were unfortunately thrown out.
And this was at the Reader-Supported News website. And the title is Placebo Ballot Stealing California from Bernie, using an old GOP vote-snatching trick. And Palace writes, some California poll workers have been told to give so-called provisional ballots to all independent voters in Tuesday's Democratic primary. That's wrong, that's evil, that's sick and illegal. Here's the 411. If you're registered as an independent voter in California, you have the right to vote in the Democratic presidential primary. Just ask for the ballot. But look out. Reports out of Orange County are that some poll workers have been told to give NPP, no party preference, that is, an independent voter, a provisional ballot as opposed to a regular ballot. Do not accept a provisional ballot. As one poll worker told me, quote, they simply don't get counted, end quote. Who would benefit from this switcheroo from legal ballot to so-called provisional ballot? It's just a stone-cold fact that independent voters favor Senator Bernie Sanders. Among voters who describe themselves as having, quote, no party preference, Sanders leads Clinton by a humongous 40 points, though Hillary is hugely ahead among registered Democrats. So one way to steal the election is to make sure those independent voters' ballots end up in the garbage uncounted. As for our readers in the other 49 states, you can bet that the GOP will be shunting voters to these placebo provisional ballots in November. In the last presidential election, over 2 million voters, overwhelmingly voters of color, were shifted to these rarely counted ballots. 2 million voters could have just written their votes on bubbles. That's how they steal elections.
Hey everyone, I'm recording in my backyard for my last remarks I wanted to make, so forgive me about the noise. Anyways, I want to thank you for watching this video all the way through. Obviously, I want to ask you for your feedback. Give me a like and or subscribe. Throw in a comment about what you'd like to hear me research on, because you know, I've been sitting on this video for a very long time, mostly because I wasn't sure I wanted to make these videos. I don't like talking about politics, but I am very informed. I've been watching politics for years and years, and you know, I'm very informed about certain things like Russia and international relations and such. So you know, let me know what you'd like to hear about, and again, please give me a like if you liked what you heard. It's really sad that a platform like YouTube is really becoming the mainstream real news in the world. I think everyone, if you haven't realized at this point, maybe I'll make a video on it, you know, CNN, ABC, all these bigger companies and their news, it's completely biased and it's paid for. And literally, if you want to see the clip, maybe I'll add it, but CNN literally even said if Hillary loses this election, it's on her, because they've done everything they could in their power to make sure she wins. That's pathetic, because quite frankly, she's a corrupt demon-s vampire woman. I mean, she's terrible. She represents everything that's wrong with America, in my opinion, because we have been living under the rule of the establishment for well over 100 years now, and look where we are. Anyways, yeah, if you liked Bernie, I think it's time we all start standing behind Trump, because trust me, he's a smart guy. He is doing everything he should. And if you disagree with anything he says, then you should probably just do more research, because he'll say what he needs to say, because he needs to get landslide votes to win, because everything is stacked against him. So yeah, he will say what he needs to win, but he's doing it for the right reasons, I think. Anyways, thank you for watching. This is Operation Truth. Over and out.